But you know somebody that's trying to steal the show? That would be Russell Westbrook. That leads us to this pump the brakes topic. Russell Westbrook back at it. Picked up his 34th triple-double tonight as the Thunder beat the Raptors 123-102. Westbrook's stat line, 24 points, 10 rebounds, 16 assists. He now has a triple-double and half of the Thunder's 68 games. 4 straight games with a triple-double. So, Scott, I ask you, is Westbrook chasing triple-doubles, or do we need to pump the brakes on that?
Before we get into that, he is exactly on pace to hit 41, which is what Oscar Robertson had in 61-62. He didn't even win the MVP. It was also the year he averaged a triple-double before that term was even something you would consider because it wasn't really attainable. However, now, in hindsight, I think the way they played back then, even with the three-pointer, because the points aren't really the issue of him attaining each night, it was probably easier to do if that was something you were chasing back then. So 7 with 14 left is what he's trying to do. Records are meant to be broken because this wasn't even a record for Oscar Robertson. You could have this question apply to almost major sports. At the beginning of the season, I do not think Russell Westbrook was set out to
Hands
say,
down.
I'm going to try to have
Not even on his radar.
triple-doubles. However, then things start developing.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Durant's a warrior. They need to fill these assists and rebounds and points in other spaces.
Right.
And he has the ball every single time down the floor, a larger percentage than he had before. Durant's gone. Oladipo is in a full void fill. And so it was a product. Now we're at a point now where he's asked about it every single time he has the press. They boo when teammates miss open looks.
You messing up his assists. What you doing?
It's in everyone's mind. Opponents, coaches, opposing coaches, fans, opposing fans.
Yep.
It's a part of it. The press are probably going to push it. Now we're getting this close. I think that you can look at big-time records that for a long time people thought within the nature of that sport weren't attainable. The Warriors last year. The Warriors clinched the 1 seed well before they needed to, and they kept going until they tried to get 73. People thought what Mike and Scotty did in 96, it wouldn't be able to reach.
Never would be
You
tough.
can say the same thing with almost every individual sport. I think that Margaret Court and Steffi Graf is a big part for why Serena Williams has kept chasing this along in her mid-30s. I think you could say the same thing with Federer to Sampras. I think that Jack Nicklaus summed it up when we thought it was inevitable that Tiger Woods was going to catch his famed number of 18 major championships. And the fact that when he got to 14 and passed Hagen for the all-time records, what are you talking about? He didn't even know there was a record to chase, and it's one of the most popular records. Jack has now said, to defend himself, if I had a number like 18 or 22 to catch,
Could have got a whole lot more.
I would have done it. I think you can say David Robinson tried to get 70 in his last regular season game to get a scoring record to help him with the MVP.
So you think Westbrook is chasing?
Now he is. I think
Really?
yeah, because I think he's looking at it, and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
But he needs to play like this for them to win.
Right.
34 triple-doubles, they're 28-6.
Yep.
So I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand. It could look like chasing, but to me, he knows if I don't do this, we don't win games.
So
because when he doesn't get a triple-double, their record is below 500.
Really, the only games you can point to, in my opinion, are the games where the lead or the deficit is out of reach.
Right,
Tonight
and
was
he's still
one
out
of
there.
those, okay?
Yeah.
So
But
Thursday,
he got it pretty fast
Thursday
tonight, though.
Well, he only had 10 rebounds. So my question is, he had 29 minutes played.
Right.
And he didn't play the last 5.
Not that many.
So let's say he had 9 rebounds after 29 minutes. I think he plays a 30th minute.
Yeah.
And that is all it takes for you to say he is stat chasing.
Yep.
Because 32, I don't know offhand how many, but like if you have, double digits, 9 rebounds, and double-digit assists, that's not a triple-double.
But do you think that
I don't think he's been chasing for a long
but do you think
time.
Billy Donovan is aware of that? You think somebody tells Billy Donovan, hey, Westbrook has 9 rebounds?
Yes, I think that it's gotten there, and I don't even think that's a problem.
Okay.
If they've gotten to a point where his statistical output doesn't compromise what the margin of victory or lead or deficit is. And I don't think it should, and I don't think it will, because it goes back to what we've been saying. The way he plays, these numbers have been a product of that.
And we know that the points are given in a triple-double. The rebounds and assists might be what's in question over the next 14 games, the final 14 games. All Westbrook has to do, average 7.4 rebounds and 8.3 assists, and he will average a triple-double for a season. I think he certainly can get it done.